Welcome back, people. Old Spy here, and we're going to continue on with the Archstone of the Chieftain, and we are heading into the hellhole that is the poison infested swamp. Now, a couple of things before we head in there. The Regenerator's Ring and the Adjudicator Shield are going to help us out immensely here, because it's going to offset the poison that is inevitably going to happen to us. You're gonna get poisoned walking around down here. Having said that, let's go ahead and jump back in. I've already made it perfectly clear I'm not a fan of this particular stretch of Demon Souls, but we can't avoid it, so let's just go ahead and beat it. As you can see, we started from the last boss area, so you guys know where we're at. Archstone, where we took out the boss. Boom, right in there. You head down this little alley. And as you come out, you can see it's dark. You see the swarming flies on these corpses here. And it's just this wide open mass of pretty much hell. But we're going to make it not hell. We're going to make it easy. So as you head down the planks here, this guy's the first few episodes, enemies are standard fare, just like we're used to. Use our shield. Counter them. As you get around here, this is a shortcut that we're going to open up later on, but we're going to come back to that area. But for now, to move through the level, you drop down. You have two enemies waiting for you. And we're going to kill this guy with a broken weapon. So you can see, make sure that you're keeping track of your weapon durability. I obviously was not, but we have an Ed's grindstone, so that's going to take care of that. So we got our weapon back. Just make sure you're watching that. Now, as you go into the swamp here, there's a few things to keep note of. You can sprint a little bit. Sprinting's fine. Here's what's not fine. You can't roll when you're out there. So you're not going to be able to roll away from stuff. And you're going to get poisoned, just like I said. That's where our equipment comes in. You can see our life bar up there is kind of bouncing back and forth. Our passive HP is going to HP regen is going to offset the poison, and it's going to keep us kind of carefree for a little bit. We'll eventually. It does overpower our two pieces of equipment, so we will have to use some grass, but it's not, you know, dire straits once you get poisoned. So it takes a little bit of the tension off for this area. So what we're going to do, instead of heading at these guys, which you get close to them, they shoot these spikes out, so you want to stay away from them. We're going to head out this way. You can see the item out there. We're going to head out to this outside wall. And this is going to be our path around here. This is how we're going to figure out where we're at, where we're going, how to get around. There it is. Get out to the wall, just follow it around. Nice and easy. Now there is going to be an NPC character out lurking about in the swamps. There's really no good place to fight. I mean, you can get on one of the islands, but she hits really hard. So my advice would be, if you want to get through the level, just avoid that NPC. We can slide out here. Oops. We'll check that out here in a minute. So we're keeping an eye out for this NPC. Should come walking in at some point. Archstone, that's for bleed. Sorry about the camera. Alright, so you can see we've been in the swamp for quite a while. There she is. She's straight out there. You can kind of see some light poking through out there. There she is. We're going to get away from her. It's just not a good spot to fight her. Also, watch out for these guys up top here. The big dudes. We're going to avoid them. We're going to sneak through the back door here. So this is where we progress that big wide open field. Pop on up. Slide right through there. Oops, wrong thing. This guy, the big guy, can't get through there, so you're safe. We'll take the poison off. And this is where the bow is going to come in. So as you're walking through here, you got these mosquitoes coming in. Take them right out. Unupgraded. You don't need to do massive damage. You just have to have it so that you can shoot them down. They do a grab attack, and they mess with you the whole way. It's just way better to take them out. And they do that blood attack. They'd also do a grab attack. And if you got to mess with them and you have some of the other enemies coming at you, it's a good way to fall off. And when you fall off, if you try to go back just straight back to where we came in from this direction, like if you fall off and you go back this direction, you're going to run into that big guy. And it's just way more of a hassle than it needs to be. You can also use your bow. Soften these guys up. Because when you fight them up here, there is, like I said, there's always that danger that you're going to fall off. And falling off is a total pain in the butt. So, if we can avoid that, let's go ahead and do it. They send them in pairs. Fire is nasty. Working our way up nice and carefully. Swing through those guys. Whew. All right. So we made it through the first main stretch. Start dropping down. Oops. Got some black turpentine. That's going to be even more effective on our next boss. Keep moving around. So you want to keep heading the same direction that you were heading. We're just moving around. See all these guys coming in. Take them out absolutely pain-free. Alright, so we start to run in some of these slugs. Now this area, both down here and up top, you can see that giant collection of slugs hanging from the ceiling. There's down below is a basic item, but up top I will tell you there is a, right up here when you come around, there is a pretty special item up there if you want to go get that. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but if you follow the scaffolding around as we get up here, you can take it up top and get yourself that item. We're not going to mess with either one. We're just going to continue on here, making our way around. Alright, you don't want to aggro both of these guys. So it's a good spot to pull out the bow and arrow. Get this guy acting all crazy. And again, make sure you're fighting him on some planks here. So we got some bleed on him. That's going to help us out. These guys are tough, man, no matter how much. Oof. All right, there we go. He's down. Next guy, we got plenty more. We got plenty of space to take him out. Guy's calling in some poison on us. We're gonna go ahead and backstab him out of here. All right. So we picked up a ring a little bit ago. It was, I believe it was a second cling ring. Or was it the cat's ring? Yeah, it was the cat's ring. That's what it was. Picked up the cat's ring. Dang it. Decreased defense from falls. You're still going to die from, you know, the fatal falls. But if you fall from any area that you would normally survive, it will reduce the damage that you take. And with Demon Souls not having a whole lot of fall damage, it's really not that great of a ring, but it's there.
Hey, I know you want you.
Alright, so we come back on the Filthy Woman. You can restock if you need to. Black Turpentine is useful, but you know, I don't like to spend my souls on anything but leveling up at this point in the game.
You wretched penny pincher.
It's gonna curse you out. Now this can be kind of a tough stretch because these guys come out of all different nooks and crannies here. You can see two over here. They start dropping down, getting up off the ground. So if you're not paying attention in this area, they can surprise you. They start coming out of all different places. And I mean, this enemy type is really at this point not that big of a threat, but you can get pinched in and surrounded, and it can lead to kind of a silly death. So you do want to be careful as you go through here. And always check before you drop down that you have a way to get back up. We're just going to keep following the path here. See how they're coming from all different. You just want to stay vigilant. And keep an eye out for the purple eye guys, because they will throw their miasma down. Alright, so once we get over to this place, this part right here, if you keep following it around like we were, you want to watch and make sure no one follows you up there, because it can cause some problems. So we take this path around. This is going to lead us back to the shortcut that we saw at the beginning of the level. And it's good advice to do this just in case something happens when you're over here, just in case you get killed by the boss that's coming up. If you have this shortcut, you don't have to run all the way around that swamp. And right here, this is a spot where your character is going to climb up on his own. Heading around, get a soul item, and we kick down our shortcut. So just in case anything goes wrong, it shaves off a ton of time and headache. Keep on heading back this way. Character's gonna climb up. And I swear, it's almost like they try to fool you that there's items down there with those little fires. So just be aware of that. See, those guys poison you almost immediately. Oops. Old spice and some faint stone. Here, we're going to head right back here. And we are going to get prepared for the next boss fight. So what you want to do is make sure you take off any poison. Go ahead and top off and get your turpentine ready. Alright, Dirty Colossus. You want to watch out for that. He starts shooting the fly clouds at you or whatever it is, the dirt. And then you want to watch out for his explosion. Back up, move in, Hit him. Kind of keep circling. Stay away from his attacks right there. Just back away. Keep circling. He'll knock that stuff down. Stay away from those clouds, obviously. You can also roll into those if you need to break through so you don't get hit. He does not have very good movement. That's really the only thing you got to worry about there, his explosion attack. He's got us covered with his flies. Back up. Alright, so we're going to switch to full moon right here because of that status ailment. You can see it does. Back up. Let's reapply. This is why we're bringing Turpentine in. He does knock you down, but really for where we're at, he's not doing a whole lot of damage. Until you get hit by that. That's the one thing you gotta watch out for, the spray attack. Shot it right on us. Damn. As soon as we got rid of it. I'm trying to let you guys see some of his attacks. If you stay out at range, he's gonna fire it at you. Like that. See? And it does have a bit of tracking on it too, so you gotta watch out for that. We're just gonna go in and we're gonna take him out. Fire makes this fight really easy. And that's the end of the Dirty Colossus. You have to watch out because even though the boss is dead, his status ailments will continue to chip away at your life. Get the eroded demon soul. And we're going to head back to the Nexus. So not bad. There is a lot of items that were left on the table, but I just don't bother with them. I like to get out of there. In my opinion, it's not a whole lot when it comes to the idea of going for the items or risking repeating that part over and over again. I just tend to not mess with it.
Soul power, dost thou not? Then touch the demon inside me.
Oops. So first thing we want to do, go ahead and get all our soul items ready. Oh yeah, we have the two from the, I forgot to use the boss soul last episode, so we're going to go ahead and do that now. Good chunk of souls. Now we can level up.
Soul of the mind, key to
So at 30 and 30, we're pretty good on vitality and endurance for now. What we really want to do is we want to get our strength up to 22. And we're going to stop there. That's going to allow us to use a shield that's going to be really useful coming up. And now we're going to start to put the rest, whoops, no, put the rest into Dex. So as we sit right now, we've got 22 strength and 20 dex. And I know we're using a dex-based weapon, but now from now on, we're going to pour the rest of our souls and our levels into dexterity. Maybe put a few points here and there into luck, but pretty much vitality, endurance, and strength for right now are good to go. So, just taking a quick recap of what we got done so far. We've got 3 here. We have 2 more left on the Archstone of the Small King. On the Archstone of the Burrow King, we've got 2 down. We have 2 more to go here. The Tower Queen, we have 2 more to go here. For the Archstone of the Shadowman, we have 1 more to go. And we've got 1 more to go at the Archstone of the Chieftain. So we are nearing home stretch. Probably, I would call home stretch after the next episode. We'll be getting ready to wrap it up pretty quickly, because one of the episodes is going to contain probably 3-4 different areas. Once we get to the last Archstones, there's really not a whole lot to go but just fight bosses. So there's going to be a super boss episode coming up within the next maybe 2 or 3 episodes, and that's going to be heading towards the finale. So we're going to wrap it up here. When we come back, we're going to go to the Archstone of the Burrow King and make our way through that area. So I will see you then on the next episode. Later.